Now see, I am going to explain first syntax of this for loop. Okay, see, we have written this for keyword here. Okay, we have to write first for keyword, then in parenthesis we will write 3 expressions. Okay, the first expression, after that put semicolon, then second expression, then put semicolon, then third expression, and close that parenthesis. Here expression 1 is normally initialization. Okay, means whatever initialization or whatever counter variable you are going to use, setting initial value to that counter variable, that part you can do with this expression 1. Now the next expression 2 is normally test expression. Test expression means here we have to check for any condition. Till that condition is true, that loop will get executed, and as per that we have to place condition here, we can place condition here. This is a test expression, or we can say that condition. Okay, now the next, that last expression is normally update expression. Okay, update expression means whatever increment or decrement to that counter variable, okay, that you can place here, that is increment or decrement. In the last session what we have seen, see here, first we will write initialization, then after that while keyword, then condition or test expression, then here we have to write whatever statements we want to execute repeatedly. Finishing all the statements, we have to write update expression here. Okay, we have already seen this part in the previous session. Now see, what is this initialization? Initialization is nothing but initialization to the counter variable. Then whatever condition or test expression we have to place, that we can place here. The statements to be executed again and again till this condition is true, we will write here, and finally we will write here update expression. Everything we have discussed in the previous session, what is that counter variable, what is exactly that update expression, what is that test expression, everything we have discussed in the previous session. After that you will get what is this exactly, that initialization, test expression or update expression, everything. Now see here, in case of for loop, whatever that initialization, test expression or update expression we are placing in single line, that's why this is so popular or mostly used loop, most commonly used loop. Okay, see what is this exactly? Initialization means initializing counter variable. Okay, means setting initial value to the counter variable. Then this test expression means what? According to that counter variable, whatever initialization or whatever increment or decrement, what should be the condition that you have to decide. Okay, that test expression or whatever condition we can put here. And then update expression means whatever modification, if you want to modify that, actually we have to modify that counter's value every time. Okay, that we can place here as a expression 3. This expression 1, 2 and 3 may be any valid expression, but normally it is like this. Okay, now how this loop gets executed, that I am going to explain. First, see, whenever counter will come here, whatever execution counter, okay, control will come here, that first it will go here. This is the first step. It will do initialization first. Okay, at the time of execution, first initialization will take place. After that, the control will go here to check for the condition. Then that condition will be checked. This is the second step. And after checking that condition, if that condition is true, then control will come here to execute the statements. If and only if that condition is true initially at the entry point only. Okay, that's why it is called as entry controlled. Now see, first initialization will take place. After that, this condition is checked. Whatever test expression, whatever you have mentioned here, that condition will be checked. If this test expression is true, okay, then only control will come here to execute the statements one by one. Here you can place one or more statements. If there is single statement, then this brace is not compulsory. Okay, for more than one statements you have to compulsory put this brace. Now see, if this condition is true, then only these whatever the statements written here will get executed. After execution of these statements, again control will come here, will execute this update expression or expression 3. Actually this is a increment or decrement. Okay, whatever increment or decrement, that will take place, and after that again control will come here. Means first step is initialization, then test expression. If condition is true, then statements will get executed. And next one is this fourth one is here, then update expression will get resolved. Okay, means whatever increment or decrement will get takes place. Then after that again control will come here to check for the condition. If the condition is true, again statements will get executed. Again this one. Okay, again after execution of these statements, again this test expression will get resolved. Again this update expression will get resolved. Again check for the condition. Okay, again it is true, again do this. Again update the value of that counter. Again check for the condition. Again if it is true, again execute the statements. Again go to update the expression, update the value of the counter. Again check for the condition. Again it is true, do this. Again do this in this way. Okay, this is a cycle till the condition will become false. Whenever the condition will become false, automatically the control will be shifted here at this place, whatever next statement we have written here in the program. Okay, next statement after for, whatever written, that will get executed automatically. Means control will shifted here, and then whatever statements written after that for will get executed one by one. This is the execution of for loop. See, in this case this initialization takes place only once, but this checking condition, whatever update expression and these statements executed, this will be again and again and again. Now again I'm going to explain this in short. First, this initialization will take place. After that this condition will be checked, whatever mentioned here. If that condition is true, the statements inside that for loop gets executed. After that update expression will gets resolved, means whatever increment or decrement will get takes place. Then again check for the condition. Again if it is true, again execute the statement. Again update the value of the counter. Again check for the condition. Again execute the statements. Again update value of the counter. Again check for the condition till it is true. Whenever the condition will become false, automatically the control will come here to execute the next statement, whatever after that for loop, this block, after this for loop, after this block, whatever statement may be there, it will get executed. Means this for loop execution will get stopped, okay, whenever the condition is false. In this way, initialization is done only once. Always remember. Okay, we are writing this initialization as a part of this for this statement, but initialization will done only once, not again and again and again. But this part and this part and whatever statements, execution of these statements, this will get repeated again and again and again. I am going to explain flow chart for this. See, first whenever control comes here, okay, it will do the initialization. After that condition will be checked, whatever mentioned here, this one, that is test expression. Okay, now next one is after checking the condition, if condition is true, okay, then only whatever statements, that is you can say that body of that for loop, this one is also called as body of. Okay, if the condition is true, then that body of for loop will get executed. After that again it will go for update expression. Okay, update means you can say that increment or decrement. After increment or decrement, again it will go to check for condition. Again if it is true, then body of for loop will get executed. Again that update expression will get resolved. Again the test expression, means again condition will be checked. Again if it is true, then again body of that for will get executed, and again update expression, and so on. This will make a cycle. Okay, and if this condition is false, means whenever this condition will become false, then control will come here towards next statement. Okay, here there may be a next statement of that. After that this one is a next statement, let it is a next statement after for. Okay, this is the flow chart for execution of for loop. Okay, first initialization will take place. This is normally initialization of a counter variable. After that test expression will get resolved, means condition will be checked. If that condition is true, then only body of that for loop will get executed. If it is false, then automatically control will come here. Whatever next statement after that for, control will go there directly. If that condition is true, then body of that for loop will get executed, and after that whatever update expression will get resolved. And if after execution of that update expression, whatever increment or decrement, then again control will come to check for the condition whatever mentioned here. And if that text expression is true, again body of that loop will get executed, and so on. This is the execution of for loop. Okay, see, now I am going to explain one example that is displaying this welcome to C programming message 5 number of times with the help of for loop. The first I have written this comment as whatever the title of this program. Okay, now the next one is we have to include header file first, like hash include stdio.h. If you are using the turbo C, then just include that conio.h also. Now the next is void main. After that, see here, we have to display that welcome to C programming 5 number of times. Means we want to repeat the same task again and again. Whatever displaying that welcome to C programming, this task I am going to repeat 5 number of times. And for repetition we use loop concept in C. Now here we can use any loop like while loop, for loop or do while loop, but here I am going to explain this program with the help of for loop. Here see what is the logic first. In for loop we will set one counter first. Counter may be any variable, but normally I variable is used for counter purpose, and if I has already used, then j, then k you can use. Okay, initially if value of I is 1, then we can display that message like welcome to C programming first time. After that we can change that value of I to 2, means this is nothing but updating that counter value, and whenever that will be true, then we will again display that is 3, again we will display. When it is 4, then we will display. When it is 5, then we will display, and when it will become 6, then we will stop here. In this way we can do the program for displaying that welcome to C programming message 5 number of times. Okay, now see, the counter will move from 1 to 5 here. Now how to do that program with the help of for loop? First we have to declare one variable, let it is I, that is integer type variable here. Now I is initially I am not setting any value to that I. Okay, that can be that we can do inside a for only. Now see, here first directly we will place that for loop. Here first we have to place the initialization. Initialization means setting the initial value to the counter variable. Here I is equals to 1 we can set initially. Then till I is less than 6 we have to repeat that task, because I is 1, then it will display welcome, then 2 display welcome, 3, 4, 5. Okay, up to 5 we have to display that welcome, then we will get that welcome to C programming message displayed 5 number of times. Means up to less than 6 means 1 to 5, or you can place here less than equal to 5, both are same. Now every time I have to increment the value of that I. Okay, means by 1. For incrementing value of I by 1 we can write here I plus plus. Also we can write here I equals to I plus 1. At this place we can write I equals to I plus 1. We can also write plus plus I. Also we can write I plus equals to 1. Okay, all these statements are allowed here. To increment the value of I by 1, see, in C programming we can write these 3, whatever, any statement from this. Now after that what should be done? Here we have to display that welcome to C programming message. That's why we will write just printf. Okay, printf welcome to C programming. In this way, okay, that's it. Now how it works, see, first we have included that header file, then void main. Here I variable we have declared, okay, for counter purpose. Initially value of I is 1. See, inside a memory there is I. Initially it is having value 1. Then it will go here to check for the condition. Is I less than 5? I, value of I is 1. 1 is less than 5. Yes, it is true now. if the condition is true, then it will go here and will execute the statement whatever written here. It will execute this statement, that processor means printf welcome to C programming. That's why we will get that welcome to C programming message onto the output screen. Okay, after that it will, after execution of all the statements inside that for, it will go here. Okay, after execution of all these statements, it will go here to update the value of the counter, whatever update expression we can specify anything. Okay, now here we have incremented value of I by 1. That's why I will become 2 now. Again it will come here to check for the condition. Again I 2 is less than equals to 5. Now again it is true. That's why again it will come here and will display this message, welcome to C programming, second time. Now next again it will go here to update the value of the counter. Now I plus plus I will become 3 now. Okay, then again it will check for the condition, 3 is less than equal to 5. Now again it is true. Again it will display that welcome to C programming message. This is the third time. Now next I plus plus I will become 4. Again the condition will be true. Again it will display that welcome to C programming message. Now I plus plus I will become 5. Again the condition is true. I is less than or equal to 5. In both cases, if I is less or equal, in both cases this condition will become true. Whenever I will become 6, then only this will become false. Now again it is true. That's why again it will display that welcome to C programming message. Okay, now again update expression will get resolved. That's why value of I will become 6 here, and then again this condition will be checked. Now this condition is false. That's why control will not come here inside to execute that loop. Control will directly shifted here, but there is no any statement. That's why the program execution will get stopped. Okay, here we have got this welcome to C programming message 5 number of times displayed. Now see, suppose you want to display this message n number of times, then whatever value of that n should be accepted from user first. Okay, means suppose user want to display that message 3 number of times, then user will enter 3 that as a value of that n. Okay, now we have to accept first that value of n from user, and just at the place of 5 place that n, then you will get that message displayed n number of times. Okay, how? See, here we have to declare one more variable n, and we will accept that value of n from user, and for that we first give message to the user like printf here enter n or enter how many times. In this way we have to accept that value of n, and we can replace now that 5 by n. Okay, now this program is applicable for any number of times. Okay, user will enter how many times he or she wants to display that welcome message, and user will enter whatever value of n. Okay, and that number of times it will display the message.